Okay, so circuit board, set that aside for a minute. Now let's get the switches out here. I already have the thing it wants me to do is to look at the potentiometers, which is, as I suspected, all different. So let's see here. Yeah, so we have 3 of those, and each one of them does a certain thing. And that's the other kind of mechanical part there. So let's. So first thing, I find it funny. The first thing they want you to do to these is break them. So, all right. So what they want you to do is they want you to take this little tab off here. So I have to get some. I guess these might work. Let's see if that works. Quickie little removal tab removal. Nope. I guess I got to do it this way. There we go. So they want you to break these, and I guess that's right. So these little tabs come off. So I took them right off with that. No biggie. Take this one off. There we go. There's 2 and 3. Okay, so now also they wanted me to mark the oh, there's the actual numbers. The actual numbers for these are lot dates, is my guess, is these 6 and 2. The actual values of these are located right on this little thing right here. So, okay, perfect. All right, now I understand it. So I'm going to mark these. The A50K is the distortion. So this is the A50K. So I'm going to put a little D on that. So I know that's the distortion. Okay. And now this one here is a B1M, and that is for the loudness. So I'm going to put an L on this one. And this one is the A100K, which is the volume, which I'm going to put a V on. So I have 3 different little pen marks on these so they don't get them confused. So I've got distortion, level, and volume. So there, that makes more life easier and makes more sense. All right then, so moving on to this next part. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, talks about the assembly, front view, back view. Oh, I got to put them in the box now. Woohoo! All right, let me go grab that box. So distortion is going to go in the far left box, the far left hole over yonder. And let's see, there's a washer there, which I think I'm going to actually on the outside of this thing, since the circuit board's going to kind of hold it together. That is the D for distortion, and let me see if that's going to be right. Yes, because when these lay in there, it's marked clearly on the circuit board: distortion, loudness, and volume. So there you go. So super easy. So I'm not going to really get down too far on these in terms of tightness. I want it to be able to slop around a little bit to get in that circuit board, just enough to hold them in here. And then the loudness goes in the middle hole, I guess is what's going on with that. So let's see here. Get that little washer off, because like I said, I don't need it on the circuit board side. Is going to hold that thing together pretty well for me once I weld it to the circuit board. Okay, get that down there a little bit. Just enough to get it in there. I don't really need it super tight, just to kind of hold it in place. And then the last one is going to be the volume one. So, and that again, it's labeled on this thing, volume, loudness, and distortion. So DLV, got it. And that's going to lay in here on those thingies, like yo. When it's all done, it's going to just kind of lay right on those, and we're going to solder this. That'll make the mechanical connection to the potentiometers. Once I get the potentiometer soldered on the circuit board, then I can kind of reef on these a little bit, get them tighter, maybe put a little Loctite on them so they don't come, you know, because, you know, rock and roll. All right, so that one goes there. All right. And I love the knobs they gave me. There's a little bug on there. Come on, get on there. Go on. You can do it. You can do it. Ah, it's on backwards. Some of these are kind of persnickety how you put them on. They're kind of, yeah, this one's being persnickety both ways, so whatever. All right. All right then, so there's my 3 potentiometers kind of in there. Not super straight, but whatever. Okay, so now, next step, look over here. Pull the next piece of this up. Oh, talk about my LED thing. All right, so now, I guess I can put these 2 aside for a minute. Put them over here on my Altoids box. Let me grab the LED thingy, which is right in this bag, along with the metal feet. Alright then, so it explains to me how, just like the diodes and the capacitors, or I'm sorry, just like the capacitors, not the diodes, the diodes are marked. The capacitors are marked as well, but they also have leads in terms of, well, this is actually a diode. It's a light emitting diode. It's the same as a diode, only it's light emitting. So the, in this particular case, it has a longer lead, which is the positive lead. And then it explains to me in great detail about that. Okay, so then it wants me to put it in this little housing, and it's got a plus and a minus on the housing, so I'm just going to put it in there like that. So now, yeah, okay. Oh, go get some more manual pages here. Hang on. Now, let's see here. It wants me to. I'm going to actually turn this around so I can see the positive on the other side. Yeah. Okay. That way I won't get confused. Actually, I'm going to mark it as well since I'm blind as a bat. Alright, so plus sign is on the long one. Perfect. Okay. Like yo. Kind of hold that thing together. Alright. There. There's a little picture there you can see. A little picture. There we go. Kind of following along here. Guy's got big fat fingers too. And oh, now I get some wire out. Okay, so I get some wire out. I'm gonna have to, I guess I'll cut these down a little bit. They're kind of longish. And I'm gonna leave a little bit. About like yo. Just about right. Alright. There. Now, get some wire. It wants me to use a little piece of red and a little piece of black. Okay. Oh, there's red and black right there. I'll bet that's what this is for. No, that's for the battery. I'm getting down on parts here. Alright. Get some wire out. Looks like I'm going to need about a... Yeah, it looks to me like about a... About that much, kind of, about that much wire. Wire strippers here. A little bit of lead on that. A little bit of lead on this one. Probably too long, but it'll work. It'll be fine. And I'll get that tinned. I'm actually going to get this thing I hate. It's actually pretty useful. It's just big and bulky. Let's see here. There we go. Put this little bad boy right on there. Get these up. Little rubbery things. Nope, not going to work. Okay, that's fine. Alright, and I'll put a little solder on these as well, just to tin them a little. And this won't take long. This will take just a second of contact. Bam. Alright. Since I got that in place, I'll go ahead and tin this one too. Now, it wants a longer piece of black. So, I guess about half of that. A little bit of stripper action here. I did say stripper action. I didn't mean it, but I said it. All right. And since I've already tinned the LED, all I really need to do is tin this wire a little bit. And just a little bit, just get a little bit of solder on there. And like I said, this just takes a touch, just a little touch. It'll be on there for life. There we go. All right, there's that. Okay, so there's the LED assembly. The short lead on the red. I didn't tin that one, did I? Tin this one too. Well, I got this contraption up here. You can't see that, but let's see here. Get a little solder on that. Always helps. Put a little solder on stuff that you know you're going to solder. Always helps. It's because it's always going to be a little bit. So now if you look at the picture, kind of got a little thing going on here. Basically the same deal ish. I don't know if I made this one quite long enough, but it certainly looks sort of similar. This one's got a little jog in it, like that maybe. I guess it's plenty long enough. There's that one. This one goes like this. Goes like that. Goes like that. And kind of goes like that. So there is our LED assembly thing. Kind of looks the same. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move on.